Good morning and welcome to Talk That Tony, where we talk that talk. I'm your host, Tony, so let's talk. Hope everybody's well today. I'm okay. 6 o'clock in the morning. Been up since 3:30. Yeah. Could have went back to sleep. But the boyfriend don't like when I go back to sleep and he has to work. Don't make no sense to me. I'm being woken up at 3:30. Why can't I go back to sleep? So it was a little discussion this morning, kind of very brief discussion, but like I would never tell someone they can't sleep or nap just because I'm working for one, but then he tried to spin it around on me how all I do is complain that I don't have enough me time, and when I do have me time, I want to sleep. Well, first of all, no shit, I want to sleep. It's 3:30 in the morning. Second of all, you're not home when he's not here. That's considered me time. Like I'm by myself. I'm enjoying myself. Me time. I know. I'm independent. What can I say? Third of all, I can do a thing called what I want, when I want. Let's get that correct. I would never tell someone they can't sleep. But anyway, won't get into it. Just had to get it off my chest. You know, if I want to go back to sleep, I can, on my day off, I can go back to sleep. And I can still wake up and do the things that I need to do in my me time. Like I said, when he's not here, that's me time. Like when I'm not here, he's got him time. Very important to have that. What are you gonna do? I wasn't gonna make a talk video today, but how to talk, get things off my chest with that. Even though it's not much, I'm not gonna make it a big issue. What do you guys think? If you're watching, leave a comment down below. Today's fashion, I'm wearing Zara. I'm wearing Zara jeans, and I'm gonna wear a Zara jacket when I go out later. I'm gonna go out for some coffee and some walks in the city, you know. But I'm rocking my Zara. I don't know what this like ripple design is, but I love it. Just looks very, it's kind of like a flare, but like a simple flare. Does that make sense? Just kind of wavy. And I'm rocking a little necklace. It does say something. Remember, growing older is mandatory, growing up is optional. Absolutely. You know, I feel like the older we get, the more life goes on, the more older we get, the more younger everybody's getting in the sense of spirit and minds, because, you know, and of course it goes with physical change as well, or whatever it's called. People are getting work done, surgeries, moisturizers, anything to make us look younger, even though we're getting older. And plus you have the influences today, like TikTok, things like that kind of make us feel younger, and all the movements and all the people like mental awareness and just trying to really get out of the norm society. Does that make sense? So I feel like the older we're getting, the more young and everybody's looking and feeling, and it's fabulous. It's a great life. Because you have the old-fashioned people who are just gonna grow old naturally, and just, I say, hey, do what you want to do. If it's your body, your mind, your life, make yourself feel younger if you want to, look younger. I think that's where this world's going. Though it also is, it could be backlash. It's backlashing as well, because people are acting completely stupid as well. Immature. The immaturity level is like through the roof. But it'd be nice to have some sleep. I gotta clean the house. The house is a disaster. That's another thing. I'm just like, I hate going to bed and waking up. I'm blaming the dog. Because, you know, his toys are everywhere. It smells like dog in here. There's poop. I mean, we clean it up, but kitchen's a disaster. Dishes in the sink. Toasters hanging out. Counters are dirty. I'm like, oh my God. I'm a neat freak. It's like, I knew how I wanted things to be in the apartment when I moved in here, and when things are not going that way, I'm just like mind boggled. Is that the right word? Like, of course, life doesn't always go how you want it in plans, but you just, I'm a person who knows what I want. I know how things need to go in my eyes, and when it does not, I'll quit complaining. It's nice to make these videos for this reason as well. It's a good little therapy. I did want to talk about reality shows. I've been watching some good reality TV, and I thought maybe we can do some reviews on that. I only watch Bravo reality shows, Real Housewives, the most. And am I the only one that can't stand the constant below deck marathons? Like, they're really trying to push a show where it's shipped, or yacht has sailed, literally, or sunk. Like, the show is done. Let it be. I'm sick of the reruns. I really don't even think that show was ever that popular like people were making it out to be. Like, just because a show has like 8 seasons, or like just because a show has as many seasons doesn't mean it's like, could be just be part of a contract, or they're just really trying, or Bravo don't know what to do with the money. They could be giving it to more housewives cities. We're gonna talk about the housewives of New Jersey, a little bit of New York because the trailer's dropping tomorrow, so I'm gonna give you my expectations. Atlanta, Married to Medicine, and Summer House. I'm watching like all of the above. Okay, we'll start with Housewives are more detailed, so I'll start with the less shows. Let's start with Summer House. I absolutely love Summer House. I wish I could do Summer House. I wish I had the kind of friends like that where we could do a Summer House. They're kind of like a classy Jersey Shore. They work in the city, and they go to the Hamptons for the weekend and party hard, but they have like fun jobs, and they're classier in a way, I will say. They're not like Jersey turnpiking it, but they're having their own kind of fun. I like everybody. I could not stand Hannah at first, but like as the season goes on, I'm getting soft with her a little bit, you know. I was sick of the Luke. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, I'm sorry. Luke and Hannah had this thing. I think Luke is a dick. First of all, he looks like trash. I mean, no offense to Minnesota, but is that considered classic Minnesota look? I don't know, like bum, live in the woods kind of person. Like, he looked way hotter last season, you know, I'm just saying. Some people can grow out their hair and look good and make it work. Luke, it don't work. I'm sorry, it don't work. He and Hannah had a thing last season, and Hannah was kind of hoping for it again this season. Luke brings in this new girl, Sierra, who they had a thing at the same time that he and Hannah had a thing. It was like this big love triangle, and Hannah like befriended Sierra. I don't know if it's kind of to get her directly, like to kind of go away from Luke, kind of like a 2 girls versus 1 douche. I don't know, but none of them are like, they're all done. They're all friends, and Hannah's engaged now to some other guy, which I kind of find it weird. As you watch the season, they're talking on the phone, so I'm questioning, like, where did you meet? Like, did you meet while you and Luke were doing a thing? So now you and this guy have a thing, but you were just fighting with Luke about how you and Sierra had a thing. But what about me? But Hannah had that other guy? Like, girl, don't be that messy boot. Girl, don't be that girl. Shout out to her BFF Paige, who is my favorite on the show, who tries to peacemake, but give each and every one of them peace of mind if they need it, you know, like she does not hold back. So I love me some Paige. I want her job where she can just, her job is trying on fashion for other company and posting it on Instagram and stuff. Like, I need that job, please. What a fun, creative, expressive job. I'm not cut out for the 9 to 5 shit. Luke is trying to get Sierra back, but Sierra don't want it. You know, he tried to send her flowers, and it's awkward, and Luke is the dick. He deserves nothing. I can't stand Kyle either. Kyle, I'm always like turned off by him at some point every season because he thinks he's like the head honcho. And Hannah, I can't. I'm sorry. Hannah reminds me of that. Not Hannah. Amanda. She kind of reminds me of that insecure brat. Like, no matter how good things are, there's just been too much damage to her in the relationship. They both have gone through some things, but she just comes across as like the bratty, insecure girl. Like, if something doesn't go right, she's gonna whine about it and pitch a fit. Like, she's like that girl. You know, no offense to people like that, but they need to all be like Paige. Take a page out of Paige's book. I was like, take a page from Paige. And, you know, Paige is going through her own kind of stuff with her boyfriend. Like, she kind of forgot she had a boyfriend, which might be me if I was in a summer house drinking with all my best friends. I'd be like, what boyfriend? What life? Which it seemed like from what she was telling us last season and a little bit of this season, you kind of get sick of them, and you quarantine, you kind of get sick. It don't seem like they are like connecting, in my opinion, from an outside viewer. So I don't know. I think she and Carl should get together. Cara, I love Carl. Carl really warmed up to me Of course, he was like the party alcoholic, the drinker, and blackout to whatever. And he really cleaned up his act, got his cleaned up his act, got his act together, whatever. But his brother passed away. He had addiction, so that is sad, of course. So he's taking it hard. And who else? Lindsay. Am I missing anybody before I get to Lindsay? Because Lindsay, the whole conversation. Oh, Danielle. I like Danielle. She's just kind of there, floating around the house, you know. She gets a little confessional time. Perfect. She's not doing much, really. But I like her. She kind of has her own fun. Like, she's the one I see. They kind of do shots of everybody individually doing things, random shots. And she's, like, either dancing in the yard herself, or she's, like, in the hot tub with a glass of wine, falling asleep, sunbathing. Like, that is so me, okay? Let's get to Lindsay. Oh, Lindsay. I love Lindsay, but I get off and on again feelings with her only because I feel like she asks for a lot when it comes to relationships. At least that's how I see it from like an outside viewer. Just in seeing her past relationships on the show, because she's had all her relationships on the show. And brought boys, and like she just seems like a very strong personality, which is fine. Like, I'm all for that independent. Like, she knows what she wants and she goes after it. But I think it just rubs people the wrong way, and I feel bad for her. But at the same time, I also want her to kind of let loose a little bit more. She has like the strict time frame, which I have a problem with, because like I've been saying in other videos, I don't like the time frame. You can't, gotta do this by this age, this by that, gotta be like this. If you go by that, it's not going to work, and you're going to have obstacles as you get older. If you go with the flow and let it be, it's going to happen so happy and naturally. You won't even be thinking about a time frame or a timeline. So she wanted all this stuff. She wanted engagement, marriage, babies, from her boyfriend, who I think was completely checked out anyways from work. He's been working, and they got into it. I feel bad for him. The night they broke up, I guess they broke up. He had planned this little dinner by the pool, which I thought was so sweet. And I think a lot of them thought so too. She wasn't buying it. And I was like, I was kind of shocked at that. I was kind of speechless. I was like, really, girl? Anyway, the season keeps going. It seems like big fights are ahead and all the drunk antics and more fun stuff. So stay tuned for Summer House on Bravo. Anyway, let's move on to Housewives. Jersey's my favorite, so I'll spend the most time on Jersey, but I want to talk about Atlanta, because Atlanta is kind of getting good. You know, Atlanta's been down for years, let's be honest, but, you know, they've been kind of, the energy's been shifting a little bit this season, you know, with the new girls. I love everybody. I love Drew. She's very down to earth and humble, who has a good heart, but also will stand up for herself. So I'm enjoying Drew. I didn't know what I was going to think of Drew at first, because, you know, when Housewives and these pages post the filming updates and the tea on the season, Drew was nowhere to be found. And then all of a sudden, Drew just kind of, boom, she came in and she gave to us on the first episode with her cheating ass husband. Yes, she's cheating. Went to Tampa without even telling her, and won't even tell her what she did. He just like, let's not talk about that. How about when you just like turn it around on her, and that's when you know you're guilty. But what about, and the way he says it has that tone, like smirk and tone, like he guilty. Come on now. I hope that's discussed at the reunion. I hope he's at the reunion. We won't talk about New York. New York's gone. Oh, we will talk about New York. Tinsley girl. We'll get back to it, to Atlanta. Tinsley is single. Her stupid ass fiance, ex-fiance Scott, made her choose between him or the show. She left the show, which was her bank. Like, she was having a good time. She loved the show, I'm sure. Like, and I loved her. She had just like a fun personality for that show. She left to be with him. She left the show, moved to Chicago, and they break up. They've had so many makeup and breakups on the show since season 9 when she joined the show, but she needs to get her hotel back in New York. She lived in a hotel in the city. She needs to get her hotel back, move back to New York, and go back on the show. Be a friend. She's Leah's friend, so be a friend of, or be a guest. Anyway, back to Atlanta. This video is long as it is, so I'm just kind of trying to speed things up. So Atlanta, Drew is refreshing. I like LaToya. I know everybody hates LaToya, that she's doing too much. She's doing the most. She's instigating. She's stirring the pot. She's talking drama. She's calling people hoes. I love her for the simple fact that I'm a vintage hunty. I've been a fan of her YouTube for years, like when she lived in Canada, making fun of people on the street with her friends. Like, like when she did the different types of people videos, those are my favorite. Like, OG Latoya, OG fan here. So I have, like, my loyalty is with Latoya for that reason. Latoya forever. And it's so funny because she would talk about housewives and like reality shows, and now that for her to actually be a part of it, it's actually like she's come a long way. I love it. But yeah, she's doing what she's got to do to secure that spot for the next season. She don't have a peach this season because of her stupid ex-husbands. Like these husbands keep all of these wives from being on the show. Tinsley, Latoya, Sutton from Beverly Hills, the new girl Jennifer from Dallas Housewives. I mean, these husbands and ex-husbands are keeping these women from doing what they gotta do. Don't. So hopefully Latoya has her peach next season. I think she and Fallon will get to Fallon. I think they both secured their peaches next season. I hope Fallon comes back. Fallon's the next girl who's a guest who filmed a lot, but a lot of things are being cut out this season. I think she's one of those main things that have been cut out. Fallon had a Halloween party, you know, she's Medusa, right? She's the one with the snakes. Is that Medusa, the one with the snakes, right? Is that from Hercules? So Fallon had a party, everybody came over. Kenya, we're not gonna even talk about Kenya. Professional victim number one. Anyway, she and Latoya have issues because Latoya is being messy towards Kenya, bringing up the fact that Kenya got what she deserved, her husband filing for divorce and trying to get her money. Porsha is just being fun this season as usual. I don't think Marlo was at the party. Long story short, Latoya makes comments about Fallon's and her husband, her situation. Fallon's 31, her husband is 65. So I could see where people like, oh my God, you could see where people would make a comment like, oh, you must have married for the money, or, you know, stuff like that. Latoya made a comment already when they first met towards the beginning of the season about how something about money, like she's with him for the money or something like that. But with the Halloween party, she made a comment about like, oh, this is what 65-year-old does for you. Like, this is what marrying a 65-year-old looks like with the house. Like, assuming she couldn't do this if she wanted to, and I believe she has. Fallon gives me that self-made, independent biatch feeling. Like she has her own. She makes her own money. She's independent. She don't need to depend on anybody. I don't think she needed her husband for a dime. She just doesn't give me that impression. She don't give me like thirsty, let me be on TV kind of vibe either. Like, she gives me like boss ass bitch who likes to have a good time vibe. Like, Fallon needs a peach, okay? And Latoya needs a peach for the simple fact that she is messy and we need messy on the show. Like, she and Drew have issues too, Latoya and Drew. When newbies both come on the show on one season and they have issues, that's a good mix, good formula, because that gives me Porsha and Kenya vibes. When they both joined in season 5, the show changed forever from that point. So maybe Drew and Latoya and Fallon are the newbies. Turn this show around, like make it change again. I don't know. So they're fighting. Latoya leaves because, you know, she and Kenya already get into it. She and Fallon are into it. She and Drew are into it or whatever, and she leaves. So Porsha goes to talk to her, and Porsha confronts Latoya now about, not bad, but, you know, about why would you tell us that stuff about Kenya or whatever. And Porsha don't with Kenya anymore either. Everybody goes outside kind of thing, and I think Fallon is now, this is where the audition for her peach begins, you know, her true audition to get that peach. She makes comments, and Latoya's going back, and I forget what she says. She's like, oh, go get your own money or open your eyes or keep it in your mouth, bitch, or something, ho. And now Medusa is on the loose, and Fallon completely loses her mind, which is funny, which is entertaining, because we never see a guest of the show just lose their mind like that out of nowhere. Like, I think the producers really wanted to make Fallon a thing of the show, and maybe it just didn't work out. But this Halloween was her audition, and I think she secured a couple of peaches in her future. So she freaks out and tries to go at Latoya. They're holding her in the back. They're holding her. They take her in the house, and she's like kicking and kind of trying to get out of their hand. You hear her screaming, and I'm like, oh my God. And then she runs into the kitchen. This is like iconic moment now. She runs into the kitchen, drop a snake on the floor, and Portia's was funny. Portia's reaction like, oh, and I knew that was her. She saw a snake on the floor. Like she's trying to get to Latoya through the garage now, and they're trying to all hold her back, and they're trying to make it look dramatic, but Fallon now grabs this golf club like she about to swing or about to take Latoya to the head with a golf club. I'm like, girl, not the golf club. And you see Latoya like, in the like, come get me. Like, I'm like, these girls are crazy. Like, they think they on Bad Girls Club. You grabbing a golf club? We doing golf clubs now? Like, it was just funny. Portia's like, where my keys? Like, she about to leave. So the party, like, they all leave, and it's entertainment at its best. Like, that was a good episode, I will say. I mean, the party was boring until the very end when Latoya, like, the producers were probably like, okay, this party's boring. Somebody say some shit. And Latoya just, took the bait, and Fallon was like, all right, I'm gonna meet you halfway. Let me get my golf club. All right. We'll end this on Jersey, because Jersey's my favorite. Jersey's good. Jersey, there's like really not a bad season of Jersey. I can't think of anything because season 1, vintage, of course, iconic. Season 2 is my favorite and the best iconic season, with Everybody versus Danielle, the country club chase. Season 3 through 5 are great because that's all like the explosive family drama between Teresa, Melissa, Kathy, and then Caroline and Jacqueline. Everybody's against Teresa, and Teresa doesn't sweat it, not one bit. Season 6 is the new era kind of thing where all the twins come in, Amber and her husband. And Teresa's jail thing starts now. 6, 7, she gets out of jail in season 7. Dolores and Siggy become a thing, and Kim D instigates in season 8. Margaret is joined season 9, and that's when like the perfect cast come in of Jennifer and Jackie, and so it's like really no bad season here. People would say season 6 because it's like random, all these new people, but I loved it. So really, right now we're still on the Jackie and Jackie and Teresa thing. Teresa spread a rumor about Jackie's husband. I believe it at this point because Jackie's taking it way too far. She keeps claiming she's cut from a different cloth, but girl, you need to like stick up for yourself. I can't think of Jackie any other way other than a fan, because she's a fan of the show. Just because she went to Teresa's book signing with her kids, took a picture, and that's just all I think of in my head. You can't have fans join the show, but she's holding her own, but she's just not a fit for the show. And I wish Melissa would just fight with her already, because they're like, and I'm just like, I can't. They're really trying to fake this marriage storyline for all of them. Everybody threw a fit with Melissa's. We thought Melissa and Joe were having issues, but it really turned out to be a prank. So, like, the editing and all, that's their job, to make things dramatic. They try to get us to watch and everything, but it's a whole thing. It's a whole hoopla. They went to Lake George. It looks like a beautiful place. I've never been to Lake George. That would be a fun place to go, though. Looks expensive, though. So now things are heating up with the rumor, because Margaret's husband heard it. Jennifer got a word of it. Jennifer heard it now, and now Jennifer's putting it out there with everybody involved. Now Jackie's back in the group because she's been avoiding them. It's getting good now, and yeah. We're going to cut the video here, guys. I'm at 34 minutes before I edit all this. Hope you guys enjoyed this long-ass video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below. Anything you want, I'll get back to you. And that be that. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.